Good evening, all of you, and a very special and a warm welcome to Dr. Diniti. And I'm so glad and honored to have you, Doctor. And I feel so bad that it was a very long day for you. So let's make it short and sweet. They are going to talk about the natural phenomena that amazes the world. I mean, unexplainable things that we get to see around in the world, right? And I have not checked their presentations. I have not corrected, listened to them. I have not proofread. So it is their own creation with the help of their parents. Okay, doctor?
Okay.
Right, and then so I've given them time limits, and I checked with them. They most of them will keep to the time limits, I suppose. And we have a very special performer today, and that is Nuin. Nuin is performing for us all the way from Luxembourg. Right, and due to the time gap, the time difference, he couldn't join with this with the particular age group. So Nuveen is here today to perform for us as the first performer. And Doctor, you have to select first, second, and third at the end. I hope you got the assessment criteria.
Yes, I have.
Right, and is there anything else that you want to know, Doctor?
Now, this special performer also in this group, right?
No, doctor. He will perform, and you can comment on his performance, and that's fine. Right. And then let me tell give us yes, doctor.
Other than the special performer, like all the others are in the competition, right?
Yes, doctor. Yes. Right. So let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Diniti. Dr. Diniti, most of all, is one of my heartiest friends, my most treasured friends, I would say, who has been with me through a lot of difficult, happy times throughout this life. And most of all, more than I love her, I would say that I respect her. She's an avid reader, a poetess, and she writes beautiful stories. She's a wonderful storyteller. But even though her profession, as a profession, she's a lecturer at the medical faculty, and she is also a general physician, and but above all that, she is a wonderful person who is able to see the bright side in every chaotic moment, and who is able to appreciate life as it is. And I don't know what else to say, doctor.
Thank you so much. The picture that you are painting is, much larger than our real self.
No,
So,
no, 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 definitely no, because you have been simply an amazing person. And what I always say is, I mean, having so many things in your life, you are so simple and down to earth. And I always tell my son, I also look at Dr. Diniti's sons. She has 3 sons, and they are some of my best, very best students. And some of you already know those who joined Lumo's concert met Dr. Diniti's youngest son, Sohanaya. Right, so doctor, shall we start?
okay, so I just want to show my face once, otherwise it's not nice for the kids.
If you can keep your camera on, that's fine, doctor. I'm going
I
to
I will say hello to them, and then I will switch my camera off,
okay.
because otherwise it will slow down the
Yes.
connection and transmission. Thank you so much, and I'm really happy to be here. Like, it has been a long day for me. Just want to tell you, just relax and enjoy what you're going to do today, and all the best to all of you.
Thank you, doctor. We'll switch off all the cameras, keep the mics muted. Only the performer will switch on the camera and perform. Okay, so until you get your turn, keep the camera switched off. Right? Oh, before that, can you please switch on the cameras to take a group picture? Doctor, can you also switch on the camera? Yes, please. Steffi, Bohara, Disini, Laktini. Why aren't they switching on their cameras? Okay, I'm going to take the picture. Quick, quick, quick. Right, 1, 2, 3. They didn't come. What's wrong? Okay. Okay. Right, let's start. Wait. Give me just a moment until I save this. My laptop is also quite old, and if I don't save it, then
Teacher can't hear. Your mic is muted.
we'll start with Nuin. Nuin is only 7 years old, right? So we'll start.
Start. Good afternoon, good afternoon, my dear best friend. Speak loud. Today I'm talking about my favorite pets. My favorite pets are cats and bunnies. My cat's name is Luna. He is white and having black spots. Luna is 4 months old. She is a grown kitten. Luna has big bright eyes. Luna wants to play with me. My bunny's name is Margaret. My bunny's name is Margaret. He's black and white. He likes to eat carrots and apples. Margaret has 4 legs and a tail. My bunny has sorts of hair all over the body. I love Luna and Margaret a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Nuin. Thank you. Right, Dr. Dinity can comment and yes.
Thank you, Nuin. I enjoyed looking at your cat and your rabbit. The name is Margaret, right?
Yeah. The Margaret.
Margaret likes apples, right?
Yes.
Okay. Enjoy eating.
Can't hear you, doctor, clearly.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, sometimes it drops.
Yeah. Thank you, Nuin Puta, for showing us your pets.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Right. Okay, Nuin, if you want, you can watch, stay and watch a few videos of these speeches of these Akis. If not, you can go, darling. Thank you, Nuin. Bye bye. Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
start with Shanice. Shanice.
Auntie. Auntie, can you see?
Yes.
Stones? Have you ever seen them moving on their own? I'm sure you haven't, but they do. Unbelievable. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present to you some amazing facts about moving rocks in the Death Valley. What is the Death Valley? The Death Valley is a deep, arid desert basin below sea level in southeastern California and southwestern Nevada, the hottest and driest part of North America. It is one of the hottest places on Earth, along with deserts in the Middle East and Sahara. Racetrack Playa at Death Valley. Racetrack Playa at Death Valley is home to one of the Death Valley's most enduring mysteries. Littered across the flat surface of this dry lake, also called a playa, are hundreds of rocks that seem to have been dragged across the ground. What types of rocks are found in the Death Valley? There are many types of rocks found in the Death Valley. They are sandstones, limestones, conglomerate, hornfels, and marbles. These are some pictures of these rocks. Some rocks of Triassic and Pennsylvanian age and some rocks of uncertain age. Let me take you through a very short video clip on how these rocks at the Death Valley are found to be amazingly moving about, leaving trails behind. As you can see, the rocks have moved, leaving trails behind. Amazing, isn't it? Some of them weigh about 320 kilograms. How do rocks move in the Death Valley? Scientists have been puzzled about the sailing stones for decades. Some researchers thought that dust devils might move the rocks. The rock's apparent movement has been blamed on everything from space, aliens, magnetic fields to pranksters. But no one has actually seen the rocks being moved by anyone, as there's no one around Death Valley, but only the trails left by moving rocks on their own, which only adds to the mystery. Other researchers believe the strong winds that frequently whip across the vast lake bed could cause the rocks to slide across the ground. These and other theories were eventually disproved, leaving scientists without an explanation. Ralph Lauren's experiment. In 2006, Ralph Lauren, a NASA scientist investigating weather conditions on other planets, took an interest in Death Valley. Lawrence is particularly keen on comparing the meteorological conditions of Death Valley to those near Ontario Lacus, a vast hydrocarbon lake on Titan, a moon of Saturn. But while investigating Death Valley, he became intrigued by the enigmatic sailing stones of Racetrack Playa. Mystery solved. Lawrence's research team calculated that under certain winter conditions in Death Valley, enough water and ice could encase large rocks in ice and get them to float across the muddy bottom of Racetrack Playa in a light breeze, leaving a trail in the mud as the rocks moved. So, this is exactly how the rocks move or sail and leave a trail behind. Nonetheless, some visitors to Death Valley seem to prefer more mysterious explanations than scientific explanations for the sailing stones. According to the caretakers of Death Valley National Park, people always ask, what do you think that causes them to move? But if you try to explain, they don't always want to hear the scientific answers. People like a mystery. They like an unanswered question. What's your choice? Do you prefer a mystery or a scientific explanation? Whether your choice of explanation is mystery or science, these rocks at the Death Valley are proven to move. Thank you for riding through the Death Valley with me. Hope you enjoyed the ride and learned something new. Oh, by the way, I hope none of you picked any moving rocks from the Death Valley.
Thank you, Shanice. Sanuli, Doctor, are you tell us when you have finished marking so that she can start.
Clouds.
I'm finished.
Okay, start Sanuli.
Good evening to all of you. Today I'm here to talk a few words on the topic a natural phenomenon that amaze the world. Here are two pictures of what I'm going to talk about, and it is an avalanche, namely a snowslide. What is snowslide? When massive slabs of snow break loose from a mountainside and shatter like broken glass as they race downhill. These moving masses can reach speeds of 80 miles, that means 130 kilometers per hour within 5 seconds. An avalanche is a huge cascade of snow. There are three main types of avalanche: wet snow, dry snow, and slab. Wet snow avalanche usually occur when snow starts to melt. Dry snow snowslide happens when lots of dry stone peels up. An avalanche occurs when a layer of snows collapses and slides downhill. Different types of snowslide. Some snowslides might lose snow, and some might be tough and jumpy. The four problems of snowslide. Some have stone, deep slab, wind slab, and wet avalanche. The formation of the snowslide. Temperatures in the top of the snow decreases. The layer of snow closest to the ground maintains its temperature, causing a temperature difference between the upper and lower layers of snow. Evaporation begins to occur in the layer layers, disrupting the stability of the snow above. The upper layer of snow lose grip and begin to start closing an avalanche. How do they occur? They occur in two general forms. The disadvantages of snowslide. Some might supplies can be power off. A powerful avalanche can even destroy buildings, and people also can killed. 90% of people who die in snowslide trigger themselves. People usually die with a lack of oxygen. Thank you for having your attention in my slideshow.
Okay, Ayana. Ayana. Doctor, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Auntie, can you hear me?
Yes, and we can see. You haven't started the slide, right? Slideshow.
Auntie, I have.
Okay, start.
Good evening, everyone. Wonder what this is. Well, it may look like a piece of art, but it is a phenomenon that took place on Earth, and it is called Shanghai Dangxia Landform Geological Park. This park covers about 40 square kilometers, and it is a magnificent creation of Earth, and it is very unique to China. It consists of mountains that are several meters high. It is located in the northern foothills of the Kilan Mountains in the city of Shanghai, in the Gansu province. And the main area of Dangxai landform are in the Kengol and Dany townships. More on the location and details. This magnificent creation was nominated as a World Heritage Site in 2009. Therefore, it has become a popular tourist destination and welcomes over 2.35 million tourists annually. It also has a lot of mountains resembling weird and wonderful shapes, like castles, cones, towers, as well as human creatures, birds, and beasts. How was it formed? It was formed when the tectonic plates collided, and then land folded and formed mountains and lifted above the sea level. Red sandstone and other minerals were deposited by rivers over a period of 24 million years. This is another picture of Shanghai Dangxia landfall. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayana. Malia? Malia? Okay. You can start. Doctor is ready.
Good evening, everyone. There are many natural phenomena that amaze the world. Sometimes we have no clue how they were formed. And for some, the causes are simply fascinating. Today, I'm going to talk about some natural wonders found in New Zealand. So let me get the permission to start my presentation. I will be talking about 3 natural phenomena found in New Zealand. They are Rotorua, Hooker Falls, and Glowworm Caves. So let me begin with Rotorua. Rotorua is a city located in the North Island of New Zealand. It is renowned for its geothermal beauty and Maori culture. Why is it so special? It's nicknamed as Sulphur City due to its hydrogen sulfide emissions. It gives out a smell similar to rotten eggs. Bubbling mud pools, geysers, and the sulfur smell is a unique feature of that city. If you visit Kairau Park in Rotorua, you will witness a lot of geothermal activities and bubbling mud pools with sulfur smell. How does this happen? When rainwater is absorbed to the ground in a geothermal area, it rises back to the surface and creates many geothermal factors, such as geysers, hot springs, bubbling mud, and also fumaroles. This is a wonder to see. Now let's talk about the beautiful Hooker Falls. Hooker Falls are a set of waterfalls on the Waikato River that drains Lake Taupo. At Hooker Falls, one can witness the phenomenon of natural hydropower with more than 220,000 liters of water per second goes barreling over the 11-meter high waterfall. Why is it so special? The picture tells that. The special trait of Hooker Falls is that it has a unique blue color. a reflection of the blue light from the sky. The name hookah is a word for foam. The falling water certainly resembles foam. The Waikato River, normally up to 100 meters wide, abruptly narrows to just 15 meters as it crosses a hard volcanic ledge. This causes a huge volume of water to collide together, forming a spectacular visual feast of powerful falls and rapids. Hookah Falls is one of the cleanest water resources in the world. No pollution at all. Now we move on to glowworm caves. First of all, let's see what are glowworms. Glowworms are soft-bodied beetles with luminescent organs in the abdomen, especially the larva-like wingless female, which emits light to attract the flying males. When they move, they often use their tails to help them, which makes them look very similar to caterpillars. They glow in the dark. These species are exclusively found in New Zealand. What are glowworm caves? The Waitomo glowworm caves are located in the northern King Country region of the North Island of New Zealand. These insects go to those caves and hang on the roof of the cave. At night, they glow. This is the beauty of this marvel. To conclude, I can say that New Zealand is a country with a lot of natural phenomena, and they have helped the country to be one of the best tourist destinations in the world. All these natural phenomena are so amazing. Thank you for your patient listening.
Okay, Vagisha, start.
Okay, teacher. Good evening to all of you present here in this meeting today. Today, I'm going to be talking about natural phenomena of the world. What are natural phenomena? Natural phenomena are marvelous creations that occur in the nature without the help of the human being. There are various kinds of natural phenomena, such as lightning storms in Venezuela, bioluminescence, rainbow, Pororoca, Brazil, and many more.
Are you done?
No, teacher, I have something issue in my laptop. When I switch on my video, I can't switch the slides.
Okay, can you go on with your speech then? Without the slides.
Without the video, can you do, Baba? Can you do without the video?
Vagisha, you can go on without the video.
I saw your face.
Yes. Okay, continue from where you stopped.
Good evening to all of you
Continue
present
from
here.
where you stopped, Puta.
Okay, teacher. What are natural phenomena? Natural phenomena are marvelous creations that occur in the nature without the help of the human being. There are various kinds of natural phenomena, such as lightning storms in Venezuela, bioluminescence, rainbow, Pororoca, Brazil, and many more. So out of all, today I'm going to be presenting about Northern Lights, Iceland. What are Northern Lights or Aurora Boreals? The aurora boreals is an optional phenomenon which manifests itself in the atmosphere with bright spots. The northern lights are also known as aurora boreals, and it creates with the electrical voltage around 10,000 volts. The aurora boreals are very beautifully represented at the night sky. Can we touch the light? Is it dangerous? The northern lights occur so high up in the atmosphere that they don't pose any threat to people watching them from the ground. But it is dangerous for astronauts out in the space since they are out of the Earth's magnetic field protection. Different aurora colors. The most often associated with the aurora boreals are pink, green, yellow, blue, violet, and occasionally orange. There are mainly two types of auroras. They are aurora boreals and aurora australis, which means northern lights and southern lights. Where can we observe these lights, and at what time of the year we can observe these lights? We can mainly observe these lights from midnight to early morning, around 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. In an year, we can observe these lights from mid-April to late August. And there are various types of countries that we can see these lights, such as Iceland, Canada, Greenland, Lapland, and Yukon. Are northern lights disappearing? The northern lights are not going to disappear. But this time, scientists do believe, however, that the northern lights are being brightened and become more visible in the line with the sun's activity. The sun has what scientists refer to as a solar life cycle, and it occurs over the duration about 11 years. How do northern lights create? The sun emits charged particles into the space during a solar flare. These solar particles make their way to Earth, travel along Earth's magnetic field, and enter the atmosphere. At the poles, the charged particles collide with the molecules and atoms in the Earth's atmosphere, resulting in the light-emitting photons. Different colors of auroras are caused by different types of molecules involved in the collision. Now I'm going to share with you all a small video which gives you a clear idea about Northern Lights, Iceland. So I hope you enjoy my presentation. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Vagisha. Okay, Navinti.
Teacher, can you see it?
Yes, Puta.
Good evening, everyone. Today, the topic for my presentation will be amazing corals and reefs. Have any of you ever wondered what a coral is? A coral can be divided into two types. They are animals and plants. The corals with tiny tentacles which can be used to capture food are considered as animals, and the ones without those have a photosynthesis process, as plants do. So they're considered as plants. An algae named zooxanthellae, which lives inside most corals, are believed as the main producer of this process. Many corals have a rock-like base, and their surface is covered with little coral polyps. Corals are existed in many colors, such as red, green, pink, blue, orange, and many more. Most of the corals are grown in the tropical region, closer to the equator. There isn't an exact speed level or amount for coral growth. It varies from kind to kind. Many corals with larger polyps or tentacles, as I said, is able to capture food like small fish, etc. Otherwise, the main food of corals is an algae named zooxanthellae. Some corals grow for over 6 feet and also live for over 900 years. Can you believe it? Now, let's discuss about the reproduction of corals. New polyps disperse from the main polyp to begin new groups. This happens only when a parent polyp reaches a certain size. There are so many beautiful coral species in this world. The brain coral, the fire coral, the great star coral, the cauliflower coral, the finger coral, the sun coral, the fan coral, and the brush coral are some of them. And we must be delighted because our country has also been so lucky to have such valuable natural resource. Furthermore, we've got very beautiful coral types in Sri Lanka. The sun coral, the elkhorn coral, the staghorn coral, and the table coral are few of them. These are mostly found in the Hikkaduwa Sea. Next, I'm going to talk about coral reefs. A coral can be described as a group. A coral reef can be described as a group of corals formed by a huge amount of different individual corals. Coral reefs can be grouped into three parts such as fringing reefs, which grow very close to the shore, barrier reefs, which grow a bit far from the shore, and atoll reefs, which are formed in a round shape. The world's longest coral reef is named as the Great Barrier Reef. It is situated in a sea named Coral Sea in Australia. Its length is over 2,300 kilometers, and it is also the home for over 9,000 coral species. Now let's consider about the importance of the corals. Did you know that the coral reefs are among the most precious ecosystems on Earth? Big sea waves will hit on these corals and slow down, so it reduces soil erosion. It contributes us with medicine for various illnesses and provides shelter to many sea creatures. As I said, coral reefs reduces soil erosion. They provide many careers for people. If we take fishermen, they can lay their nets near these reefs because most of the time fish swim near these reefs, and we take tour guides. And if we take tour guides, many tourists like adventures and an underwater sea journey to a beautiful coral reef will amaze them. So these reefs help people to earn money too. But in the present day,
The corals are at the grave risk of extinction. Water pollution and some sea creatures can be the cause to this incident. And some divers remove many valuable corals from the deep ocean to sell or as to keep as souvenirs. But we can put an end to that by decreasing the usage of polythene and plastic and by practicing the 3R process. So, isn't it our responsibility to protect these corals which do us a massive help? And remember, if there's a will, there's a way. Thank you for your kind attention and patient listening.
Thank you, Navinti. Well, Sunasha, I'll share your.
Auntie, I can share the screen because I have connected.
Yes, I will share your presentation.
No, Auntie, I can share. I have connected to a different internet.
Okay, then start with that. Then start.
Can you see, Auntie?
Yes.
A very good evening to all of you. Today, we are here to present all about natural phenomena. I have chosen halos. Let me go ahead. Natural phenomena. There are many natural phenomena in the world. Fog, thunder, coral, blood moon, halo are some of them. I'm pretty sure my colleagues have spoken some topics about natural phenomena. First, we'll see what are halos. Halos are bright circles or a ring that surrounded a light source, like a headlight. Halos appear in our skies far more often than do rainbows. They can be seen on average twice a week in Europe and parts of the United States. The 22-degree radius circular halo and sundogs are the most frequent in the atmosphere. Now we'll check what are the main types of halos in this slide. There are two main light sources we have, sun and the other one is moon. They are also known as 22-degree halo and 60-degree halo. The first two pictures are the images of sun halo and the other picture is an image of moon halo. Where I'm pointing is the sun. The surrounded ring is called a halo. This is the moon and the surrounded ring is a halo. So this is the sun halo and this is the moon halo. It can be seen in the atmosphere at a height of over 20,000 feet. So let me go to my next slide. Sun halo. Sun halo is also known as a 22-degree halo and also an optical phenomenon that occurs due to sunlight reflecting in millions of hexagonal ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. It takes the form of rain with a radius of approximately 22 degrees around the sun or the moon. Sun halo formation. The halo phenomena happen when the light is reflected by ice crystals and may slip into colors because of dispersion. It further explains that the crystal is behave like prisms and mirrors, reflecting and reflecting light between their faces, sending shafts of light in particular directions in atmosphere. You can see my pointing to a to one of our natural light source, which is the sun. The sunlight goes through the ice crystal and makes a dispersion of light, which it clearly shows in my second picture. In my next slide, I'm going to talk about moon halo. Moon halo. It is called a moon ring or winter halo. It forms as direct sunlight or moonlight is reflected in millions of hexagonal ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. So you can see a moon halo picture over here. In this picture, I'm going to describe the formation of moon halo. It occurs when there are high thin clouds across the sky. The clouds are filled with countless ice crystals, each of which is shaped like a tiny hexagon. The light refracts 22 degrees, which is the radius of the moon halo. So this is our natural light source, which is the moon. The moonlight goes through the ice crystal and makes a dispersion, which contains lots of different colors, like a rainbow. Crystals bend red light at a smaller angle than blue light. As a result, the liner part of the halo is simply redder than the rest. I have reached at the end of my presentation. I believe you may absorb valuable information about halos. Before I wind up, let me thank you all of you on participation with my presentation. Once again, thank you and stay safe.
Thank you, Sunasha. So we have Bohara going next. Bohara, you're ready, right? Why isn't Bohara responding? She just dropped me a message saying she's ready. Bohara. Okay, she's not responding. Disini, are you ready? Okay, start, Puja.
Can you see?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today my presentation is about Great Pyramids in Giza, which can be considered as wonderful creation from human hands by using natural ingredients. The surprising truth behind the construction of Great Pyramids were the stones blocked caved from natural giant limestone or cast with an early version of concrete. No one has understanding how the Great Pyramids was built, and this question could be carried out to debated at the present day. This is my content of the presentation. Introduction, creation of Giza, the northernmost oldest pyramid, the middle pyramid, the southernmost and last pyramid, sustainability of pyramids, and conclusion. When I move to the introduction, apart from the facts I presented earlier, I would like to mention about the location of such amazing human treasures. You can see the map. The Giza pyramids are situated in the northern Egypt near the modern city of Cairo, and most of most of pyramids can be found on the western side of the Nile River. This was built in the 4th dynasty, which lasted roughly from 2575 to 2465 BC. This is a very valuable resource in the world. According to Encyclopedia, the ancient history Philo of Byzantium listed this as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The last remaining of 7 wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramids of Giza, are perhaps the most famous and discussed structure in history. Until the Eiffel Tower was completed in Paris, France in 1889 CE, the Great Pyramids was the tallest structure made by human hands in the world, recorded itself for over 3,000 years and one unlikely to be broken. The pyramids, as well as others in the vicinity, were collectively designed a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. When moving, when moving to know further about the creation of Giza, I found that was created for 3 Egyptian kings called King Khufu, his son Khafre, and his grandson Menkaure. They had ordered the construction of 3 huge pyramids that would serve there as their tombs. The Egyptians believed that if the pharaoh's body could be mummified after the death, pharaohs would live forever. The tombs were designed to protect the buried pharaoh's body and his belongings. People plundered both the inside and outside of pyramids. Thus, the grave goods, the items that the kings were thought to need in the afterworld. What you see in this site is the northernmost and oldest pyramid, which is Greek. Cheops was built for King Khufu, the second king of the 4th dynasty. This is called as the Great Pyramid and the largest of the 3 pyramids. Khufu's pyramid is perhaps the most colossal single building ever constructed on the planet. The length of each side at the base averaging 755 feet and its original height being 481 feet. You now see the second largest of the 3 ancient Egyptian pyramids in Giza. This is Middle Pyramids, which was built for King Khafre, the fourth of the 8 kings of the 4th dynasty. The structure measures 707 feet on each side and was originally 471 feet high. The last pyramid, which is the southernmost, Greek Mycerinus, was built for King Menkaure, the fifth.
We can't hear you, Disini.
118 feet.
Okay.
However, the World Heritage Great Creations has threat for its sustainability due to several environmental impacts. The pyramids complex suffered from different types of structural damage and construction material decay and disintegration. Yes, the Great Pyramids and the Great Sphinx have been threatened by rising groundwater level caused by water infiltration from the suburbs of Greater Cairo. Conclusion. In the conclusion, I brief what I have presented so far. Great Pyramids in Giza are a miracle creation of human hands with the use of natural ingredients. This had been created according to the orders given by 3 Egyptian kings. The pyramids of Giza are the largest and the most famous pyramid structures in the world. Hence, this was one of the seven wonders of the ancient history. There is a threat towards protecting pyramids in sustainable manner due to environmental impact. So it is necessary to have a long-term plan on protecting them for future. Thank you.
Thank you, Disini Bohara.
Can you see, Auntie?
Not yet. We can't see.
Now?
No, not yet.
Can you see, Auntie?
Not yet. Okay, Laptini, you start. Bohara, can you WhatsApp your presentation to me? I'll share it.
Okay, Auntie.
Yes, Laptini, start until we get that sorted. Laptini, yes, we can see.
Good evening, everyone. Today I will talk about a volcano which erupts blue lava. Volcanic eruptions remind us about the hot red lava. Magma erupts through this crust. If that lava exceeds high temperature, it produces orange or yellow lava. But this one volcano makes blue lava. I'm going to show you a video so you can understand what I'm going to talk through my presentation. Did something happen?
Why? Okay, we'll move on to until you get it sorted. Sanaya, are you ready? Okay, start.
Can you see the presentation?
Yes, Puta.
Everyone, my name is Naya Fernando, and the topic for my presentation will be volcanoes.
Can't hear your voice, Sanaya.
Sanaya, speak a bit louder, Puta.
Can you hear it, teacher?
Yes, speak louder.
Volcanoes are amazing natural part of our Mother Earth. Unlike earthquakes, which strike without warning, volcanoes build up over months and usually easy to predict. We are lucky enough not to have volcanoes in our country, but there are lots of volcanoes around the world. Let me show you a map of them.
As you can see in the screen, this is a map, and this shows us where are the volcanoes situated. For an example, the Tal volcano in Philippines, the Stromboli in the north coast of Sicily, Mount Hibok in the Philippines. And did you ever notice there are volcanoes underwater? It's something really different, right? There are some. Let me share the map. This is the map, and this shows us where the underwater volcanoes are situated. Most of them are really close to the tectonic plates, and because of that, um, when the tectonic plates move, they create some eruptions, and they erupt. Uh, this is the Kawachi volcano, and this is the most active submarine volcano in the southwest Pacific Ocean. And the Kick and Jenny is another active submarine volcano or a seamount on the Caribbean Sea floor. Some volcanoes erupt and make small islands. Can you see there's a small piece of rock came to the sea surface and it's smoking? That is a small island created by an erupted volcano, and they make they when they cool down, they and when it's in a good position to grow plants, it will, and sometimes it can make a desert island. Some volcanoes help them. For an example, the Mount Etna in Sicily. This is an volcano, and when it erupts, it shoots out ash, and that ash is a good fertilizer to grow plants. Because of that, people live there, and most of them do farming. Scientists always keep their eye on the Mount Etna and predict when it's gonna erupt, because lots of people live there. As you can see, this is a huge town. Have you ever wondered from where are that lava coming? If you have learned about our planet, you might know how it's coming and from where. But I'll explain it to you all in a shortened way. Our planet is built from 4 layers, and they are the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. The crust is where we live. This is a thin pellet, and it floats on the mantle. The second pellet, and it's underneath the crust. The deepest point of the crust is the Mariana Trench. It's 11,034 meters deep. The mantle. I'll explain it to you a bit later because it's what I'm going to talk about. The outer core. It is 3,500 kilometers deep. And talking about the inner core, it's 5,000 Celsius hot. Can you ever believe 5,000 Celsius hot? We can't even put our finger to a boiling hot water kettle. And don't be afraid, the lava is not coming from the inner core. Let me explain where is that lava coming from. Volcanoes can only go until the mantle, and it's the second layer. It's 2,900 kilometers deep, and the mantle has 2 parts. The first part has solid things as well as liquid stuff, but the second part is all about liquid. The inner you go, the liquid it gets. The mantle consists of oxygen, silicon, magnesium, and iron. The liquid that we call lava is a liquid from the mantle. If it's inside of the earth, we call it as magma. When it comes out, we call it lava. A volcano can erupt in many different ways. Larger volcanoes can shoot out ash in large pieces of rocks in the atmosphere, and enormous fountains of glowing red-hot lava that can travel up to 150 kilometers before it stops and turn into solid. Let me share a small story about an eruption in the Roman city. In a Roman city, famously in AD 79, the Roman city of Pompeii was covered in lava and ash, preserving buildings and some of their contents to this day. As you can see in this picture, this is how they believe that the eruption is, and these are the ruins of the city of Pompeii. The volcanoes will remain sleeping for years, but when it's time to get up, it will cause a very big damage to the people and the other living organisms. Some volcanoes can be sleeping for years and they never wake up. Those are called the activated volcanoes. For that, you have to be aware of the activity of the volcano, especially if you are living near to it. Once the activity of it is monitored, the damage can be predicted. The harm caused to the people and animals in that area can be minimized due to the accurate scientific predictions. And volcanoes are one of the nature's beautiful and the dangerous creation which is admired by the nature lovers. Thank you everyone for lending me your ears.
Right, Lakdini? Lakdini, start it up.
Teacher, shall I start from where I stopped?
Yes, please. Can't.
No, teacher, I will send it to you then.
Okay, Bohara, start with, I'll share the screen. Bohara?
Okay,
Can you see the screen? Right.
photosynthesis.
What, Bohara?
Photosynthesis. We are going to discuss some fun facts about photosynthesis. All living organisms need energy for their survival. There are two types of organisms. They are autotrophs and heterotrophs. Who are autotrophs? Autotrophs are organisms that can produce their own food using sunlight. Who are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are organisms that cannot produce their own food. Therefore, process of photosynthesis happens inside autotrophs. Now, let's see what photosynthesis is. Photosynthesis is the process in which green plants use sunlight to make their own food. Photosynthesis is necessary for life on Earth. Plants take in water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. Photosynthesis starts when chlorophyll absorbs energy from sunlight. Therefore, these are essential needs for photosynthesis: water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. The below diagram, wait auntie, give me a minute. What is so special about photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is important to living organisms because it is the number one source of oxygen in the atmosphere. Without photosynthesis, the carbon cycle could not occur. Oxygen required in life would not survive, and plants would die. Do photosynthesis occur in non-green plants? There are leaves that don't appear green. In these plants, there are other types of pigments such as carotenoids and anthocyanins, which absorbs different light colors. They do have chlorophyll in them, even though it is not visible. Therefore, these plants conduct photosynthesis. There are some plants that don't appear green because they have no chlorophyll. Therefore, these types of plants do not conduct photosynthesis. Example: parasitic plants such as beech shrubs and Indian pipe. Not only terrestrial plants, aquatic plants and algae too can do photosynthesis. As in green plants, photosynthesis enables seaweeds and algae to convert sunlight into chemical energy. Photosynthetic process uses up carbon dioxide, which is the therapy removed from the water. Thank you for listening. Hope you all enjoy.
Senali, start.
Good evening, everyone. Today I am going to talk about one of the nature's marvelous creation in the world. That is the Great Blue Hole in Belize. It is the largest sea hole in the world. So let's get to know about it a little more. What is it? It is a giant marine sinkhole and a part of the larger Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System. And it is in circular shape and 300 meters wide and 108 meters in height. Where is it located? It lies near the center of the Lighthouse Reef and 100 kilometers from mainland and Belize City. How was it formed? Its formation was happened 15,000 years ago during several episodes of quaternary glaciations when sea levels were much lower. As the ocean began to rise again, the caves were flooded. How does the blue hole got its name? It got its name by the book named 10 Years Underwater, written by a British diver, Ned Middleton. Why is it important to us? It supports biodiversity. It's a World Heritage, and this place is home to several shark species, and it is one of the top 10 favorite dive sites in the world. As well as the above, we can see the geological structures in the Great Blue Hole of Belize are important because they initially can only form in air when caverns are dry and above sea level. Due to its impressive appearance and mystique, the Great Blue Hole was established as a World Heritage by the United Nations. So you see, we must protect our natural heritages for our future generations. Thank you for listening me. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sonali. Steffi, start.
Okay, Miss. Um, Miss, there's a problem. The presentation won't on.
Can you do without the presentation, or shall do will you send it to me?
Uh, Miss, I'll share it. Miss, it's working. Miss, can
Sonali,
you see it?
start. Can you share, do the presentation without it, or can you share it to me soon?
Uh, Miss, I shared it. Can you see?
Okay. Senudi, can you start with her?
Okay, teacher.
Start soon.
Good evening to all of you. Today, good evening to all of you. Today, I'm going to talk blood drain. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about introduction, what is meant by blood drain, blood drain, which year did it happen? Lastly, I'm going to talk about what is meant by blood drain. Now I'm going to tell you a small introduction of this blood drain. Blood drain or red drain is a phenomenon in which blood is perceived to fall from the sky in form of rain. Cases have been recorded since Homer's Iliad, composed approximately 8th century BC, and are widespread. Before the 17th century, it was gradually believed that the rain was actually blood. What is meant by blood rain? Blood rain, a term used for rain carrying sand from deserts. When the rain falls, it looks a reddish color, and when it dries off, it leaves a thin layer of dust, which can also be red, hence the name. It is capable of coating houses, cars, and garden furniture. These are some pictures of blood rain. It is a rather grandiose term for fine desert sand particles that are wiped up by winds and mixed with the moisture of the clouds. The rain and the fine layer of dust left after it falls can also be other colors. The difference in the Sahara mean the rain and the coating or it leaves can vary in color. It can be reddish, but it is quite rare. It is more likely to be a sandy color or brown. It's not as spectacular as it sounds. Blood rain happens a few times a year in UK. Who discovered blood rain? A recent study by Indian and Austrian scientists has led discovery of the cause of blood rain phenomenon to be dispersal of spores of microalgae. Since 1896, reports have been coming in of sporadic instances
of red over parts of Kerala and Sri Lanka. Which year did it happen? Early in the morning, in July 25th, 2001, the state of Kerala, India, began to experience one of the strangest phenomena in all of the meteorological science, red rain and hail. These are some of the pictures the blood rain has had in India. Red rain water covered a geographic area of 450 to 150 kilometers. What is meant by red rain? Red rain may refer to blood rain, red precipitation that resembles blood. These are some pictures that blood rain that was happened in Sri Lanka. Red rain in a Kerala phenomenon observed sporadically during the summers in the southern Indian state. Now I'm going to end my presentation. Thank you for your listening and your attention.
Thank you, Senudi. Steffi, start. Steffi, start.
Miss, can you screenshot?
Sorry?
Can you screenshot?
Yes, I'll do. Can you see now? Buddha,
Yes, Miss.
from beginning. Yes.
Good evening, Miss, teacher, and everyone. Today I would love to talk about Prohadna Cave, presented by Stephanie Katuru Singha. Content. So, first I would love to get the content. Introduction, locations, special facts, current situation, archaeological facts, and conclusion. So, introduction. What is a cave? A natural underground chamber in hillside or cliff is called a cave. This cave lies in north central Bulgaria, located in Iska Gorge in Karakulova. Prohadna Cave is the best known attraction in the Karakulova. The size of the cave. The length of the cave is 262 meters long, 806 to 60 square feet. Prohadna Cave is specially known as God's Eye because it is most notable for the two equal eye sizes in the ceiling of its middle chamber. The holes form through erosion, letting light to the cave. Prohadna Cave is the longest passage in Bulgaria. It has a small entrance and a huge entrance. The small entrance is 35 meters and the huge entrance is 42.5 centimeters. Now, some facts about the cave. This cave is known as Strawberry Cave or Passage Cave. In the present day, this cave is used for bungee jumping and filming purposes. If you know, there is a movie called Times of Violence. So, humans have lived in this cave in the Neolithic and Chalcolithic eras, in prehistorical habitations. At night, the moon falls right into the eyes of the cave. If you see it from under, you can see that one of the holes will get the moon in it. Thank you for looking at my presentation.
Thank you, Steffi. Laktini, are you ready now? Laktini? Laktini?
I just started my laptop. Can I just present without my slideshow?
Yes, Puta, yes, you can do.
where I stopped. This cave is located in Indonesia, in the world's largest island in Java. The name of this cave is Kava Ijin. It is located with many other star volcanoes. Kava Ijin is located with an acidic lake, which I will talk about later. The cause of this colored lava is the surrounding of this cave. One of the surprising things about this lava is only visible at about 5 a.m. You can see this lava at this time because of the good oxygen. One of the other causes of this blue lava is the oxygen. Now you may think, how does this lava turns blue? It is because of the burning sulfur, and this cause gets sulfur acid from a sulfatra is located, also known as a natural volcanic vent. When sulfur burns and exceeded the temperature of 360 Celsius, it is produced this blue color. The combination of sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide make this flame hot. And this blue lava is hotter than red lava. When the sulfur gas is cooled down, the gases leave a sulfur deposit. This sulfur deposit is used to make sugar. Kava Ijin has the highest sulfur deposit. How does this cave get sulfur? Earlier, I told you this cave located within a lake. The name of this lake is Crater. And the surprising thing of this lake is it is the world's largest acidic lake. This lake consists of sulfur acid. That is how this cave gets acid. This lake is in bluish green color, which is very pretty, but it is very dangerous. The birds that fly above this lake fallen dead on the ground. The magma is located under the lake. So this lake says is 60 Celsius. Thank you.
Thank you, Laktini. Right, so we've come to the end of the presentations, Doctor.
Okay. Would you like me to do the Lucy? I have winners.
Okay, Doctor.
Like me to announce them.
Nagi, don't disturb. Doctor, your voice is dropping, Doctor.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much again for inviting me for this lovely session presentation. I really enjoyed it, and 1.5 hours
Yes, I'm sorry.
have taken me the tour around the planet, as well as some extraterrestrial things as well. So all the presentations were very nice and were presented excellently. And thank you so much. Can you hear me?
The voice keeps dropping. On and off. Yes, okay, go on.
So we have competition.
Mm-hmm.
All of very good quality. According to the guidelines that were given to me.
Switch on the cameras. Those who can switch on the cameras, please switch on.
Your PowerPoint presentations were very nice and neat. Very nice and neat. And some of you like very, very nice thing to do, a courageous thing to do, and that was really good. Shows that you all don't give up, which is very nice. Now, so those are my comments in general, and have
Can't hear, doctor.
now.
Yes.
So when selecting the winners,
Mm-hmm.
particularly looked at three main things, that is how well the speaker engaged the audience, voice, and how the how the words were spoken, and how the tone was.
Couldn't hear the last bit. How the words were spoken and
And one we had to speak on that,
yes.
and the theme was natural phenomena. So, therefore, like you had to speak.
Third one could
Doctor.
Third thing that I looked at was how well the presenter understood the topic.
Yes.
Yeah. So that showed very well in some presentations the way you all explained what was going on in your topic. Okay. So based on all those things, I have chosen three people. The third place goes to Malia, who spoke about some natural phenomena in New Zealand. And the second place goes to Shanice, who spoke about the Death Valley with a very nice presentation and the videos as well. And also like she added an aura of mystery to the presentation, like which was very nice. And the story like flowed very well. The first place goes to Sonasha, who did Halo, and I think that is a really, really nice presentation because like the words she spoke was very, very clear, and the tone was very engaging, and the diagrams were also very clear, and she used the pointer to explain what was happening, the scientific phenomenon in the halos. And also she did it without her face being shown in the screen. Still, she managed to get my full attention throughout her presentation. So that is why I chose her to be the winner, to get the first place. So Nasha. And all the others also have done really, really well. But since we can have only three people, I have chosen those three, and I hope the others will not get upset.
No.
Because I mean, these things are just, another lesson in life. And well, there are winners, and sometimes like you don't win, but that's okay, perfectly all right. that doesn't mean that you're not good or anything. Just because there's a competition, there are winners. Okay? If there was no competition, then all of you are winners, right? So imagine that it is that. Okay. So that's it, and thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I mean, it's been a tiring day, but yet you accepted my invitation. It's definitely an honor having you and that wonderful feedback of yours. Thank you so much, Doctor. Students, all of you, please remain and you can say thank you to this doctor and Dr. Auntie. Okay,
Can I see Sonasha's face?
Sonasha. Yes, she has a camera on. Say hi, Sonasha.
Ah,
Right.
hi, Sonasha. And Sonasha, then Shanice.
Shanice.
Shanice, I saw.
Yes, Shanice. There's Mali at the back
Malia.
and Malia. Right. That's Malia.
Okay, congratulations. And well done. And well done to others as well.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you. Good night and God bless.
God bless. Good night.
Say thank you
Thank
to
you. Good
Doctor.
night.
Thank you,
You're
Doctor.
welcome.
Thank you, Doctor. God bless.
Thank you,
God
Doctor.
bless.
God
God bless.
bless.
Bye.
Thank you, Doctor. God
Students,
bless.
please remain. I have something to tell you. Right. So it was a beautiful presentation. You did proud. You did me proud. You made me proud. It was indeed very good. There were pronunciation errors. There were spelling errors, but it's all right. All of you had confidence and the strength to go ahead. And Lakdini, despite having all the difficulties, the technical errors, even without the slideshow, she was brave enough to go ahead with her presentation. So I appreciate all the effort. And then something happened, and that person wanted me to keep my mouth shut. But I am going to say that, Vagisha, you can't be careless. අද දවලුත් මං එක අක්කි කෙනෙකුට බැන්න හොඳටම for being careless because on the very first day when I announced regarding this competition, I clearly told everybody that you have to mention the topic that you have chosen and not to take that topic, but this topic, this aurora, the southern lights, this northern lights, this was mentioned in the group saying that somebody has already taken it, but Vagisha has taken it. And then this particular girl, I don't mention, you can find who the person is from the chat. This particular girl sent me a message saying, Auntie, Vagisha has already taken this. It's okay, I will change my topic. And I felt very bad. She had only 3 days to get ready. And I'm so happy that she was able to secure a place within the first, second, third today. And I actually had tears in my eyes when I was looking at her presentation because it was so beautifully done within a period of 3 days. I actually told her, you have to mention in the group that this, because of this problem, that you had to change Kela Mankiwa. Manko, I told her that nobody can be so careless and nobody can be like that, but she said, no auntie, God will help me, so I will do it. Please don't say anything, I'll go ahead with it, don't say anything, Kila. But I thought I should tell all of you that you need to be careful, that you need to be thoughtful, right? Be more considerate about the other person, right? So you can't be careless like that. So having said that and keeping that aside, that chapter is over. We all make mistakes, that's all right. So the person who got into trouble has forgiven you, Vagisha, so no problem, don't worry about it also, right? But you be careful not to make such a careless mistake again, right, Vagisha? So, keeping that aside, tomorrow I have arranged a beautiful speech by a champion Toastmaster. He will be talking about how to be more confident when delivering a speech in public and how to work towards your targets, how to reach your targets and the destination that you want to be. And it's definitely going to be something very motivating, inspiring, and interesting, right? And if you have your parents around tomorrow during that time, yes, they are also most welcome to join this speech, because he will beautifully tell you how at the age of 30 how he overcame the fear of public speaking. So you are never too late or too old to explore new things, right? To reach to your towards your targets. So your parents are also most welcome. If you have friends, yes, they are also most welcome. More the merrier, because I promise you, because this speaker spoke to me yesterday for about 10 minutes. Within the 10 minutes, I felt so motivated and I felt so inspired listening to those few words that he said. He said, "Teacher, this is what I'm going to talk about. Is this the storyline that you want me to follow, and do you want any amendment?" I said, "No, this is awesome. Go ahead. That's exactly what I want the kids to hear." Right? So if you have your school friends, you have your cousins, right? So this speech is for anybody, right? Anybody. So I'm inviting the parents as well, so including your parents. So which means this speech is not only for kids, it's for anybody. All of you and everybody will be warmly welcome for this speech. It will be around 45 minutes to 1 hour. It won't take long, right? And I am sure that it's going to change your life. It is going to change the way you look at life, look at things, right? So please feel free to join everybody, invite anybody. You can share the link, and all of you please join tomorrow's presentation. Tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Right? You guys are very lucky that he agreed with just one call, with just one message. He responded. I called him, he didn't pick the phone. I dropped him a message. He said, "I'll call you back in 1 hour." Exactly in 1 hour he called, and I said, "I have a plan like this. I would like you to deliver a speech to my students." "Yes, I'll do it." And ideally he said that he can do the speech on Saturday, soon after the presentation week. I actually wanted to have his speech about overcoming the fear of public speaking somewhere closer to our presentation week. That was what I had in my mind, and I never thought that he'd be able to find time, because he's a very busy person. But ideally he said, "All right, I'll do it next Saturday." I was over the moon, right? So you guys are lucky, and please invite anybody. And once again, I'm very proud of all of you, all of you. Without my guidance, without me correcting your speeches, and a very warm and hearty thank you to all the parents behind the screens, right? I'm sure they must have at least had a look at your speeches at least once. They are the ones who guided you. So a very hearty thank you to all the parents who did a wonderful job, and for getting ready to get the technical issues sorted, and awesome. So like doctor said, if you don't win, that does not mean that you were bad, right? It only means you just need to try a little bit harder next time, right? So you just try a little bit harder next time, and you can definitely be better, right? So for the next month also, I have an activity in mind. I am not going to say that early, because I'll let you know on time. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye. Stay safe. God bless you. Bye bye bye. Congratulations all the girls. Bye. Well done. Job well done. Bye bye. God bless. Bye.
Thank you.